What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so shout out to the chat group that I'm in. Saw this being posted. Ant-Man is doing some big things right now, as as you can see by these numbers. Now, this is very select, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. But as you can see, he is now after his first 10 postseason games. Actually, the first 10 games of a postseason, you can see that age 22 or younger in NBA history, I mean, whatever, man. Very, very select group. Ant is now third all time for someone 22 or younger in a postseason run. 30.2 points per game this postseason. Third only to LeBron Ramon James, who, when he was 22 years old, his first 10 games of that 2007 run, which we hear about incessantly from LeBron Ramon James fans, he averaged 30.9. Kobe Bean Bryant, when he was 22 years old, back during the 2001 playoffs, he was averaging 32.4 points per game, something that you're not going to hear much from the media. By the way, this is a very select and biased stat because players in the past went to college, so almost none of them were 22 years old past their rookie year. So this is a stat that would be very biased toward players of today who increasingly don't go to college for more than 1 or 2 years at a time. Now, I know this isn't exactly what this stat is saying. It's saying the first 10 games of a postseason, right? But I do want to put this out there. The first 10 games of a player's postseason career, there's been some players that put up some phenomenal numbers. Rick Barry, in his first 10 playoff games, which I think came when, matter of fact, wait a minute here. Let me do a little thinking here. Wait a minute here. Let me check something out. He may have already turned 22 by then. Let me see something. When is Rick Barry's birthday? Is it March or is it May? It's March. Okay, so he was already 23 years old. Never mind. But anyway, in Rick Barry's first 10 playoff games in 1967, he averaged 31.3 points per game. Like I said, I know this isn't saying first 10 playoff games, but just want to put that out there for reference. In Rick Barry's first 10 playoff games of his career, he averaged 31.3 points per game during that span. Wilt Chamberlain, in his first 10 playoff games, despite the fact that people hear about him being this loser, he averaged 34.5 points and 26.6 rebounds his first 10 playoff games. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, his first 10 playoff games, yes, he was 1-9, but in those first 10 playoff games, he averaged 35.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, 6.9 assists, 2.4 steals, and 1.5 blocks per contest. Just want to put that out there just to show you what some of the all-time greats were doing early on in their playoff careers as well. Shout out to Kobe Bryant for being number one in this stat. And I hope Ant scores 50 so he can pass LeBron James for most points per game in first 11 games of a postseason under age 22. I hope by the end of this playoff run he pushes ahead of LeBron Ramon James. Let's hope for that.